Hey guys, I'm a health visitor in England, and this mum says her 2-year-old has started waking at 5:30 in the morning. What can they do? So early rising can typically, if it's not known for the child, because some children do just wake early, if it's unusual for your child, firstly check the sleep environment. Is it getting lighter at that time? Has the temperature changed? Are they colder at that time, warmer at that time? And if all of those things are covered and that basis is covered, then I would be looking at their daytime sleep. Waking at 5:30 a.m. can be a huge sign of overtiredness typically, but it can also be a sign of undertiredness. So if they are overtired, what I'd be wanting to see is that maybe you were trying an earlier bedtime. It's actually a myth that if you put them to bed late, they wake late. Actually, putting them to bed earlier tends to help with early rising if they're overtired. If they are undertired, then this is usually they've not built enough sleep pressure before bed, and then they've got melatonin on their side until about 4 a.m. And melatonin is the sleep hormone, and then from then on, it's a challenge to keep them asleep because they're just not tired enough for a full night, like to stay asleep for longer. So ultimately, it's all about each child and toddler is so individual. Looking at their daytime sleep, that is the biggest thing that's going to help with early rising. So if they're undertired, I'd be shortening their daytime nap if they're still napping at this age, which usually at 2 they are. Shortening their daytime nap and trying to extend that period between their nap to bedtime, making that a little bit longer. If they are undertired, that's undertired, shortening their nap and then making bedtime later. If they're overtired, either looking at making sure that nap is long enough. If that nap's then impacting bedtime, going to sleep earlier is more beneficial than having a daytime nap. So reducing that daytime nap and getting them to sleep by maybe 6 p.m. Also, around this age, I would suggest introducing a type of grow clock. You don't have to use that brand. That's just the brand I use for my own children. You can get them on Amazon and you can get them on Facebook Marketplace as well. And what you can do there is gradually, so I would start off by setting it for 5:30 a.m. So the owl wakes up at 5:30 a.m. And that's when you can start the day. A few days later, once they realise when it wakes up is when you can come out of the bedroom, setting it for 10 minutes later, really gradually until you get to 6 a.m. and then until you get to the desired time that you want. It's unrealistic to expect babies and children to sleep past 6:30 if they're waking earlier. Like 6:30 is a normal time to wake up. It may not be the time that you're used to, but the hormone that gets us up and out of bed does tend to be released in the early hours of the morning. That hormone that wakes us and gets us up early in the morning, or up in general, is cortisol, which is like a boost of caffeine, and that's where if you're overtired, it's released earlier and earlier and interferes with waking you because melatonin isn't keeping you asleep anymore. So you can try those top tips that I've suggested, but if it's a time that you do not want them to be getting up, then I would be treating it as nighttime. You can let your child know that you have to wait for the owl to wake up or the clock to wake up, and you can play with your toys, or you can read your books, or you can listen to a Tony's if you've got an audiobook in there, but you can't come out of your bedroom until the owl wakes up, and sticking with that really.